sages have arranged the Talmud and the Rashon, who were outstanding wise men of their generation, went to such great trouble to gather together all such statements and assess their truth in consultation with all their fellows. All statements were found worthy, which yielded truth according to the approach which ought to reveal the truth, were entered into the midrashim that were compiled. So he's saying that the Gedolim at that generation investigated each midrash and included the only one that had emes.
Right, we're talking about Tanoim. We're talking the those who compiled the midrashim. Those were Tanoim. The Tanoim, Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Akiva. Those were those. Yeah.
They were the higher. It therefore came apparent that all that is written in the Gnostic interpretations of the sages is true, even every concept its own way, for they have been tried in the crucible of investigation and found trustworthy by the aforementioned sages who arranged the midrashim. We can rely on them, but they would not enter into their own works anything that they have not investigated and found fitting, each matter the matter proper to it.
I think Sof Divrei Kol Nishma. I think it's clear.
ראיתי אותו עובר מהרכב, כשאני שאלתי אותה. זהו, ראיתי אותו עובר מהרכב, לא ידעתי מה...
Yeah, you mentioned something?
לא, מה פתאום.
Okay.
But what about the other, the different Hasidic groups, Chabad, Vestal? Not everybody has respect.
What?
חסידים, חדיש, Hasidut is the basis on mindset.
No,
it's all mindset. That's all. They have books just on mindset, and what you learn from the you learn from the mindset.
everything's based on the Gemara.
Every other pasuk is I'm learning with my son. He reads from the Gemara.
And you learn, you see what you learn from that.
Okay, let's return back to the Gemara in Shabbos. Yeah, we were in the middle of, again, understanding the Maimer, beginning here, Samech Gimel Amud Aleph, if I'm not mistaken. There is Amar Chanina Bar Idi, Kol Oso Mitzvah Amar Ein Ma'avasrim Oso Besuris Ros. You want the bigger one from
Where's it?
Okay, it's about 10 lines up from the bottom or so. The last words on the line are Amar Chanina.
Samech Gimel Amud Aleph.
Samech Gimel Amud Aleph. Right, about,
Got it.
Yeah, you like to read this? And we're going to go again to, we were in the middle of Marshal this Gemara, but we'll start at the beginning again. And this is what's going to help us try and understand what happened to, in the time of Hanukkah, why such a thing as the destruction, almost destruction of the Beis Hamikdash. I was discussing today with my chaverim in the yeshiva. Do you look at the situation before the Hashmonaim overtook and ousted the Yevanim from Yerushalayim? Do you look at the what was happening and what happened to the Beis Hamikdash as a korban or not? Well, that's not my question. Was there a korban? How many korbanos were there? We know there's a korban by his rishon, there's korban by his shem. That's clear. At the time of Chanukah, when they were mavatal the tamid, they were matal the avoda, they were parts digda eye, right? They were matamid the old mikdash, right? Was that considered a korban or not?
Yes.
Well, and why would you think it's a korban? What I mean, we're trying to explain what defines a korban.
Both physical and spiritual.
So this was not only physical; it was also spiritual. It was a physical. They put idols in the Beis Hamikdash, right? That's not a korban. it's not referred to in Chazal as a Churban, and let's say they made it into a library, right? But because the walls are there, the stones are there on the walls, that makes it.
When
It's not a
Rashi
Churban.
put in the tzerim in the Beis Hamikdash, he kept working in the Beis Hamikdash. Didn't close the same day. He
Kept working. Well,
Kept
so
working.
he allowed. You have to look into the history exactly what was going on in terms of they were doing the avoda. But there was that time of Hanukkah. There was no avoda. There was no avoda. They were Movavi the Tamid. They were Movavi the menorah. That was the whole thing. That was what they wanted to achieve, as we'll see. Right. Good morning, Rachmi.
Hi, Rabbi.
We're asking a question here by Hanukkah.
He knows. He's the man.
By Hanukkah, right? Was there a Churban Abayis by Hanukkah?
No, there wasn't.
Well, why not?
It's the Yevanim just wanted it to may at the Mikdash and not to conquer it, but to destroy it.
Okay.
They wanted,
So they put Avodah Zorah in the base of
Yeah,
Mikdash. They were Movavi the Avodah.
You can
Right.
keep working.
But can you,
You can keep
the
working.
walls were there, right? The walls were. Let's say they made a library out of it, and let's say Chas v'Shalom, let's say look, out of Yom there would be a library on Har Habayis, right?
right?
But the walls were all there. The walls were all there.
Yeah.
That's not a Churban.
That's what it wasn't made to be used for, though.
So
It's to be made used for korbanot and to let put the Aron Kodesh and the menorah and the shulchan
right.
and all the kol agadot shel kohanim. Not for anything else.
No. Right.
Okay, that's what Hashem wants.
Okay. So maybe it was a Churban.
Yeah, what is it called? In a sense.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't.
What's the difference between the Churban of Beis Hamikdash Sheni and Rishon? What's just the opposite? When they tried they didn't want to do Churban in Beis Hamikdash. They wanted Am Yisrael. They wanted Hashem. They
Okay.
wanted us to be Yevanim.
No.
Like
Right.
And the second one, they wanted to the Beis Hamikdash. The whole Indian was the Beis Hamikdash.
Yeah, they destroyed that because in all cases, at all times, the Beis Hamikdash always represented for the Jewish people the Shorosh Shechina, the Hashem is with us, and the focus of the Jewish people. So any enemy, whatever their intention might have been, right, is clearly, obviously going to try and destroy or disrupt the functioning of the Beis Hamikdash. So the question is, a destruction like the first one, it wasn't. Right, it's destruction like the second Beis Hamikdash, it wasn't. But if they disrupted the avoda, and they did in certain ways physical destruction. They took away. We learned there was no menorah. We learned the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah. There was no menorah, and if I'm not mistaken, the Gemara speaks about the Mizbeach, right? That there was a liskish there was the in the second bias, there was a special room where they kept the stones from the Mizbeach that had been broken by the Yevonim. They destroyed the Mizbeach. So how much of a korban you have to do to make the korban? If you take the spark plugs out of a car, I don't know if they have spark plugs in cars anymore, but if you take them out, it doesn't work. So is that a korban to the car? If you take the engine out of the car, is that a korban? If you take the wheels off of a car, is it a korban to the car? I mean, how much do you have to do to it to make it a korban from the car? Right? How much do you have to do to the Beis Hamikdash to make it a korban Beis Hamikdash?
In a sense, it was a korban. Yeah, it was a korban.
But it was repairable.
True.
It was not as permanent a destruction as either Korban by Rishon or Korban by Sheni, and as the Jews were in a position to restore it to its function relatively easily compared to the first, the other, the two korbanos. So, where you say it was a disruption of the service is really what was happening is that there was a period that people were not allowed to use it, but it was there for them when they were ready to take it back. In some sense, they had lost it due to their actions, but it was waiting for them to take it back and to reuse it again. So it's hard. We're not in that situation today, so it's hard to. it's not a destruction, it's not the same type of a destruction.
Yeah, obviously, it wasn't on the magnitude of the Korban Bayis Rishon and the Korban Bayis Sheni, obviously, and Chazal don't refer to it as a Korban, they call it a Hanukkos. It was a rededication of the Beis Hamikdash, right?
I think that's a key word. That's what Lashon they use at the end.
Mhm.
That they have to rebuild it, rededicate it. So that will tell you the severity of the destruction. If the first bias had to be rebuilt, they just had to rededicate it. So that was a lesser level of difficulty.
And does it really matter in terms of the Chil Hashem if the bias is completely destroyed or not? Meaning, if a person during the time of the Korban Bayis Rishon, so the whole thing is destroyed, and here it was only partly destroyed. They broke through the walls, they destroyed the Heichel, they took out all the Kalim.
But in some sense, in Chanukah time, it was in our hands to take it back and to rededicate it. After the Korbanos, it was not in our hands to do it.
Because that also included exile. There was also a Golis. It was not just Korban, but there was Golis as well. Here there wasn't the Golis, right? So we didn't go to the next step. Well, the first step is Korban. Then the next step after that is Golis, right? Well, that didn't actually happen because they weren't really interested in again, the whole point was they would have been happy if we just converted and paid their taxes, right? So they weren't interested in Golis. Okay, then maybe you can think about that a little bit more as time approaches and we're involved with Hanukkah. Okay, so let's just go back to our Gemara that we've been discussing. I'm Rabbi Chanina Bar Idi. We all have it there. It's a good, maybe more than 10 lines, maybe about 12 lines up. The last words on the line are Amar Rabbi Chanina Bar Idi. Kol ha'oisa mitzvah. That's the.
Yeah, it's Shabbos.
Yeah. Okay.
Which stuff?
Some Gimel Aleph.
Yeah.
15 lines up.
The bottom?
Yep.
Rabbi Chanina?
Sorry, 15 lines up.
Rabbi Yosef? Chana?
Yeah, you have it there, I think.
Rabbi Yosef?
Rabbi Chanina. I'm Rabbi Chanina. The last 4 lines on the word, about 10 lines, no more than about 12, 13 lines up from the bottom of the page. I'm Rabbi Chanina Bar Idi. Have it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rabbi Chanina Bar Idi. Kol ha'oseh mitzvah k'ma'amara ein mevasrin oto b'surot ra'ot. He said that whoever does a mitzvah, k'ma'amara,
As it was spoken, literally as it was spoken. I think there's something explained, as it was spoken from Har Sinai, I mean, as the Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded the mitzvah to be done.
Versus as it was written.
Well, everything was spoken to Moshe Rabbeinu, and Moshe Rabbeinu wrote it down exactly as he was told to write it down from Hashem.
as it was spoken, Ein mevasrin oto b'surot ra'ot. He doesn't get bad tidings. Shneimar shomim mitzvah lo yada davar ra.
Pasuk in Kehelis, right?
Yeah. Someone who was watching or
Someone who guards.
guarding a mitzvah,
He who guards a mitzvah,
not to know something bad.
right, won't know anything bad.
What is guarding?
Oh, so that we're gonna see the marsha on that. Very good question. That needs explanation. It doesn't say
Observing.
observing. It doesn't say shomer. It doesn't say oisa mitzvah. And it doesn't say oisa mitzvot. Right? Apparently even one mitzvah would be apparently able to help a person, not even to hear. We're going to he doesn't experience it. He doesn't. Right? Brian, you see the Gemara inside there? Shomer mitzvah lo yada davar ra. A pasuk in Koheles. Okay, let's finish up another mimer which is related to this. Amar Ravasi,
Movavi, Tema,
Rebbe Chanina.
Tema, Rabbi, was it Tema again?
He said, and the others say,
said?
meaning said Ravasi,
Yeah.
Itema, and others say it was Rabbi Chanina.
Oh,
Meaning,
Tema,
meaning
Rabbi
it could be that they both said it, or
Okay.
they both it was different. It was more or less said by two, and it worked down in the Gemara in the name of both.
Tema, Rabbi China, אפילו הקדוש ברוך הוא גוזר, גזירה הוא מבטלה. Even if the Kadosh Baruch Hu is making a decree, he can nullify it.
Nullify it, right? Meaning the person who's a shomer mitzvah, a person's a shomer mitzvah.
Ah,
Lo yada davar ra, he won't know a bad thing, and not only that, even if the Kadosh Baruch Hu is goyzer gezerah, Hashem is goyzer decrees a decree, who this person who's a shomer mitzvah mevatla, he can nullify it. Shenemar,
באשר דיבר מלך שלטון, ומי יאמר לו מה תעשה?
that's the pasuk. Asher diber melech sultan, mi yomer lo ma'itas. Besomically, next to that pasuk is shomer mitzvah lo yodav. So you see that from that, because I'll learn out from that pasuk that shomer mitzvah can mevatel the gezeres of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So let's see the Marsha here. We'll have to go to the back. Small, you can
It's
keep I'll
after
give you the
Ra-
big one.
It's
after
after
the
Rosh.
No, listen.
It's after Rosh.
We have
It's
two
after
items.
the
It's
Rosh.
after Rosh. So, you know.
Lauren, you have it there? Got it? Good. Have it down, Frank?
No, but I'm getting closer.
Okay. If you have an edition, the old edition, it's the test in the dapim of the Marsha, if I'm not mistaken.
It's after Rosh.
I think I have in my shop, and I think I have it.
Perk Shishi.
Okay.
Some Gimel.
You're getting closer.
I trust
Oh,
that.
Shmini, Shishi.
The young guys. Let me do that. Give me
Also mitzvah. Right. Rockman, you want to continue? Have it there?
Where is it?
Okay, so it
exactly?
says, also mitzvah ka'amra.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, okay. Go ahead.
עושה מצווה כמאמרה. דהיינו שנאמרה לעשותה לשמה. That he's doing it לשם שמיים, לשמה.
So the Shema, as we explained many times, the Shema is basically a person who's doing the mitzvah because this is the tzivoy of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. He's doing. A person asks a person, "Why are you putting on tefillin today? Why are you listening to shofar today? Why are you taking a lulav today? Why are you sitting in a sukkah today?" He says, "This is the ratzon of the Rebbeinu Shalom." Period. That's what Hashem wants me to do.
And the Shema is being referring to, it's another name for the Rebbeinu.
Yeah. Okay, Ubu Remiz,
ורמז כמאמרה, ממש
L'shem Shemayim.
שם שמיים, אותיות מצווה,
The osios of mitzvah, who
הוא אותיות שם בן ד'
ben dalad the mem v'zayin
וזין,
ba'af daf ba'af
אטבש.
atbash. Okay, so you can work it out if you want. If you're interested, you can work it out. We're not going to spend time on the atbash right now. Right, right. But I'll say kavanah. This is what.
אטבש,
Yes.
יוד קיי,
Mm-hmm.
זאת אומרת יוד קיי וו קיי מצווה.
Yeah.
ועל זה כיוונו לומר אין המצווה קרויה אלא על מי שגומרה, אותיות ו"ק, ו"ק שהם גמר השם, הם כמפורש באותיות מצווה.
All these things are explicit in the letters of the word mitzvah.
כי מ' זה י' וצדיק זה ה' נדבש, שהי"ק ו"ק היא מצווה.
Right.
מה שאין כן אותיות י"ק שהם אותיות תחילת השם, הם רמז מ' וצדיק. Okay.
Shehem
שהם
Yud-K,
י"ק.
Ba'at Bash.
Ba'at-bash.
That's the opposite way. It's an At-Bash. Okay, the Hainu, Kamer,
כאמר, שומר מצווה שתשומר,
Aleha.
עד השומר מצווה שתשומר
Now
עליה.
this is what we really want to mean. What does it mean, Shomer Mitzvah, right? Shomer Mitzvah, what does it mean that he's a Shomer Mitzvah?
שומר מצווה.
And it doesn't say does a mitzvah. Many people do a mitzvah, right? There are many people doing mitzvahs, but the question is, are they doing it lishma, right? They have other purposes, other reasons why they're doing the mitzvahs. So a person who's shomer mitzvah, he's on a different level from someone who's simply doing the mitzvah. That's why it says shomer mitzvahs.
שומר עליה, כי מאמרה ולא כאמר עושה מצווה יש עושה שלא לשמה. For those who do it without the L'Shem Shemayim.
Right, exactly. That's the reason why it said shomer mitzvah. I mean, there are those people who are shomer mitzvah. They're shomer. They're guarding the mitzvah to do the mitzvah lishma, and they're rather not doing the mitzvah just simply that they're doing the mitzvah. They're doing the mitzvah lishma. That means shomer mitzvah is doing it lishma, right? Shomer Shabbos. He's simply not just keeping Shabbos, but he's also doing the mitzvahs of Shabbos lishma because he wants to fulfill the will of Hashem.
But he has the Zohar too.
Oh, of course, and it's Zakar b'Shomer.
He has two responsibilities.
Yes, right. Only also. Only Shabbos as well. Don't forget the only Shabbos.
What about the Lava Makro?
Also, it's also part of it. Okay, v'lo kama oise mitzvah. It doesn't say oise that he's doing a mitzvah. Yesh oise shalom lishma. Because if it's simply doing the mitzvah, there are those who do mitzvah shalom lishma. Right? Kamer.
כמה אפילו כשברוך הוא גוזר, שנאמר באשר דיבר מלך שלטון. אפשר לומר, זה אותו דבר מלך שלטון, ולא ידע אותו דבר מי ששומר מצווה כללי.
Kalam, right. So it says also to finish on the other point that was mentioned, right? That what it said, if you look at it goes to Gezeris, right? It says over there, bring the pasuk, Sheh Deber Melech Sultan. Shlomo also Daber Melech Sultan. That thing which was said the Melech to the Sultan. Lo Yada also Daber Mish. That thing won't be known, right? Won't be known by the person who's shomer the mitzvah. The shomer the mitzvah, that what the gezeras of the Kadosh Baruch Hu won't be known by that person who's a shomer the mitzvahs. Therefore, he can mevatel the gezeras of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Because he's shomer the mitzvah, therefore he has the ability to mevatel the gezerah of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, so that again, we came to this Marshal, we came to this Gemara because of the.
So what's the difference between shomer mitzvah and oseh mitzvah?
Okay, oseh mitzvah person does a mitzvah. He's doing a mitzvah. He's doing the action. Right? Putting on tefillin, he's doing. He could have many different intentions, reasons, and the one is why he's doing the mitzvah, right? But shomer mitzvah is doing it for one basic reason. He's doing it shma because that's the command of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Right? And a person can do a mitzvah lo lishma. And he could be doing it for his own purposes, right?
If somebody puts on film, he doesn't do it for some purpose.
Yeah, in general, yeah, Baruch Hashem, you're right. In Baruch Hashem, most people that are doing mitzvahs, they're doing, you know, rather than he's doing, he could be doing a lot of other things in life, right? So if he's doing it in the mitzvahs, he's generally doing it.
sitting in your place.
מישהו יכול להכין לרב כוס קפה?
Oh, good.
הוא מתבייש להגיד. מישהו יכול להכין כוס קפה?
Why can't we say that when you're doing this, it's a
No, but you can have a person who's doing a mitzvah, right? Lo lishma.
It's not the house and say everybody's doing this. There may be
Well,
exceptions.
only Rabbanu Shalom knows. Sugar? No, thank you. Just.
I would like to say that
Thank you.
everybody do lishma. Okay, there will be exceptions. I would say that everybody's doing lishma. Maybe there are a few.
I'll
Now
give
we're
you
saying
an
that two
example.
separate categories of this category is this and that's A and B.
Okay, I'll give you
Why doctor we have to say?
I'll give you an example. The Mishnah Berurah in Bir Lachik in Hilchos Tefillin goes into the question as such. Okay? Tefillin have to be made l'shma. You want to go back? I'll get it. If tefillin are not made l'shma, the oros have to be tan l'shma. If they're not tan l'shma, it's possible.
Well, that's
Thank
the
you.
sofer's responsibility.
The sofer's getting paid.
So,
He's not doing l'shma.
what? So if you get paid,
All our tefillin are possible.
and if you're
Impossible.
teaching Torah and you get a salary, so that's also.
That's right, it's possible. It's not l'shma.
No, I thought it was Chavartola.
What?
I thought it was Chavartola.
But maybe he's getting more than scarpatola. For a babysitter, he only gets $10 an hour, right?
Oh,
He's
that's
getting $100 an
If
hour.
I make a joke, it depends how big a pot it is.
So Lishma is not so simple. The Bir Lachik goes into
No, it's not-
it-
not pashut, it's very-
לא פשוט, אבל לא פשוט, זה הלכה למעשה. הלכה למעשה, מי שמקבל שכר, זה מי אומר שזה לשמו. Why is he doing it? So, and the tefillin will be possible. Tefillin have to be lishma. The ksiva has to be lishma. The oros has to be lishma. Everything. Tefillin, you have to make tefillin lishma. Also tzitzis, right? You can go. I can take you here many places in Shalim. You want to buy a pair of tzitzis. There's a guy who can buy the tzitzis. You can buy the beged, and he'll tie it on for you for another 30 shekels, right?
Although that's not Lishma.
He's getting. Why is he doing it? Because you're paying him. So that's
He's doing the
lishma.
Shem mitzvah.
So there's two things. There's l'shem mitzvah. There's l'shem. He's doing
That's
l'shem
lishma.
mitzvah, but it has to be l'shma. There's another thing. L'shem. That's what we see by matzahs. It has to be l'shem matzahs mitzvah, but it also has to be l'shma. They're two. They're closely related, but and at times they're the same thing. Sometimes they're not. Okay. So
is 99% of activities in this world low Lishma? Is that what we're saying?
well, you just turned around. 3 minutes ago you told me everyone's doing mitzvahs l'shma.
Oh, well, that's what I'm listening to your interpretation. Word to your interpretation. The sofer, the moil, everybody's getting
Every
paid.
second, every time the Shem Yichud, every time you take a step, you Shem Yichud.
L'shem you could write. The Sefer Torah has to be l'shma.
In Morocco, all these people were paid by the community. They weren't private businesses. It was all the community paid them a salary. And I came from the community. We bought Mediterranean, you bought from the community, you didn't buy private.
Right. So the Bir Halacha, if you want, we can try and see it inside. Now is not the time. I have to prepare and get the Surim and everything. But the Bir Halacha, basically, if I remember, if the Sofer will be writing, let's just talking about writing the parshas. The Sofer will write the parshas even without getting paid. That shows his Lishma. Doing Lishma.
What
So
if he's
you'll
getting-
find me a few Surim something like that, okay? And if they do it for free, they do it for free anyway. Okay.
What if he's getting a salary no matter what he does? He's getting a set salary like they did in Morocco.
Mm.
So every individual act, he's getting paid for that, or he's just being paid for the 10 hours a day that he puts in?
Well, my always says,
There might be ways to circumvent it, but the fact that you have to circumvent it, you see it's not such a double pasha. You see there's complications in here. But again, when I'm sitting in a sukkah, now listen, I'm sitting in a sukkah. It's very hot and sunny outside. It's the only shade I've got. Why am I going into the sukkah? Because I want to get out of the shade, or I want to do a mitzvah.
With you want to do what?
Well, it's very hot and sunny outside.
No, that doesn't affect you at all.
But let's take a look at what about everyone else in Klal Yisrael?
Oh, we're different.
Again, to say that you're not doing a mitzvah, you are doing a mitzvah, but are you doing the mitzvah l'shma? Are you going into the sukkah because Hashem has commanded you to sit in the sukkah, or are you going to the sukkah because you want to get out of the sun?
then the same question about the film. You put it on film because put on film, that doesn't make sense. You put film because
Some mitzvahs are easier. Some mitzvahs are easier. But let's say this is the Gemara Mefreshes. let's say it's a very, very hot, let's say a person took a neder, then he's not gonna go to the mikveh, this specific mikveh, he's not gonna go to this specific mikveh. And it's a very, very hot day, and it's very sweaty. And the bet, he would love to go to jump into the pool, but there's no pool, there's only a mikveh around here. And not only that, he'd say he's gotta go to the mikveh.
What's his motivation? That's very tricky.
Tricky, yes. So we see when it comes to mitzvahs, it's not so simple that everyone's doing
But
lishma, and all cases
motivation, we learned that motivation, we never deal with that. Everybody's afraid of a Baruch Hu.
True.
Or ba'ava, or
Perfect, thank you very much.
everybody's afraid. Anyway, so
Yeah,
it's not a question.
no,
You're doing it, either you're afraid of him, you do it because you love him, or because you're afraid of him. But you're doing it.
we have every year, so what's our, what's our basic motivation, right? What's our benefit, if you ask anybody.
You don't have to have motivation. This is something to do.
What do you do? What's something to do?
You have to put on film. Tell me you have to put on film every day.
So if he's doing it because if he's not gonna be, they'll kick him out of yeshiva.
You have
So
to
he's
do it
gonna
because
kick out of, if you don't come to davening and put on tefillin, you're gonna kick out of yeshiva. And that's why he's doing it.
You're afraid.
That's why,
You're afraid of him. Yeah.
No, he's afraid of getting kicked out of yeshiva. Because if he gets kicked out of yeshiva, he's not gonna get his shidduch.
So that's all Lishma, you say.
You tell me.
What?
What do you think? What is the general public think?
What?
I'm not gonna pass him.
That's the shita. That's the shita. You're trying to let the kid go. Yavolo.
So we say Shlomo Lishma is gonna bowl Lishma, okay? But that's not the question we're talking about. That's a derek and chinuch. That's another. So we're talking about is he gonna get credit of putting on tefillin Lishma? He's been in yeshiva Gedolah for the last 3.5 years. He wants to get a good shidduch. Right? And his mashkiach says you don't come to davening today, every day, with talis and tefillin, or if he's a bucker, he doesn't have to put on his party, right? You gotta be on time with tefillin on. And you don't come, you're out of yeshiva, and you know what's gonna happen, you're not gonna get yourself a shidduch, at least the shidduch you want. Right?
That's a very
So he's doing lishma?
No.
Not doing lishma.
Lishma means you're doing it totally without any preconditions or anything. That's what I learned Lishma means.
Yeah. You're doing it simply because the Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded you.
Sir.
People ask on Purim, people ask me, why am I getting drunk? It says in Shulchan Aruch, could you get drunk? You don't want to get drunk? I'm going to be hungover and get a hangover the next day. I feel terrible, right? Why am I getting drunk? It says in Shulchan Aruch. What? It says to sit in the sukkah. I have to sit in the sukkah.
The people who say you fall asleep, that's like getting drunk. So
You can do that also. It's not as much fun.
This is above my pay grade.
But no one says you have to start getting drunk the Shabbos beforehand, and you have to practice, right?
No.
Rabbi,
You have to practice.
52 Shabbos a year Kiddush Club, you're practicing for Purim.
Oh, practicing. Okay.
Hachana for the Hasidus is as big as much as important as the mitzvah itself. Okay, let's talk about this.
Does Hachana have to be Lishma?
What?
Does Hachana have to be Lishma?
We'll take a survey of the next 10 Hasidim that we meet.
Okay, well, you see when you answer.
We'll find out.
So I'm just pointing out that on the surface, yes, it seems like a very easy thing that you want to do something with Shema. You want to ask anybody, why are you doing this, right? Because it's a mitzvah. What does it mean? If they think a little bit deeper, what's a mitzvah? It's the command of the Kadosh Baruch Hu. So that's why they're basically doing it. So true, basically most Baruch Hashem, I would say, most Jews basically are going to be doing mitzvahs lishma. But if you press them, if you dig deeper, it may not be exactly what you think. It may not be so simple. It may not be so simple. So you have to think about it. When you say Kriya Shema once in the morning, once at night, one of the kavanas you have to say to yourself, as before or during, when you're saying those words, Shema Yisrael, is that you're saying these words because this is a command of the Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Is there a concept of Vov and the Miyut? If the Vov of your activities are Shema, will that cover some of the things which maybe you're not representing? And will that give you the general description? Yes, you're doing Shema. Is Vov and Miyut?
I think you have to take. I don't know if it's telling you. I have to take each individual mitzvah. Each individual mitzvah. We're going to see tomorrow. There's no time They're going to see a Rambam Blineder in the end of the in his Parish Mishnah, at the end of Gemur Makkos. I'll just read it to you. They'll look at it inside tomorrow, but.
How does an individual check himself as he doing the shmua? Most people
Practice.
will want to be generous. Say, yeah, of course I'm doing the shmua.
Practice.
So can you be an Eid Echad to say that you're doing the shmua when there's questions? It's not pushing.
No, it's not push. The person has to
Be honest.
the first. Exactly. That's the first. Nicht. What's the expression in Yiddish? Don't fool yourself. Nicht.
I'm gonna
Narsh. Yeah.
Sei nicht narrisch.
Oh. Don't fool
you know
yourself.
that. I know.
Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself.
You check that.
Yeah, the last Mishnah in Marcus, we say it all the time. Rabbi Chananya ben Akasha Omer Ratzu Kadosh Baruch Hu Zachas Yisrael Lefikach Yirbe Hem Torah Mitzvah Shenem Hashem Chavetz Laman Tzidko Yagil Torah V'Yadir, right? And that's what you say Kaddish Rabbanim on a Gadita after.
Mazeh Yadir,
It should be
glorified.
glorified, cherished. So the Rambam says as follows. We'll maybe spend time on it tomorrow. The second there. Yeah. Rabbi Chanina ben Akasha Omer, Ratzu Kadosh Baruch Hu Zakis Yisrael. Me'ikri ha'amuna b'toras b'torah ki k'sheyekayim adam mitzvah mitayar mitzvahs keroi ukehoigin. Okay, we have to. When a person's going to be kayim one of the mitzvahs of taryag mitzvahs keroi properly ukehoigin and properly and as it's supposed to be. V'lo yishta feif imo kavanas ha'olam b'shum panim, and there's no
Outside influences?
no there's no mingling in that mitzvah an intention of any kavanah for this world, any worldly kavanah. There's no worldly kavanah, right? B'shum panim in any way. Ele shiasa also lishma ma'ava kamo shibarati lach hine zochel bo lachaya olam haba va'al zeh amar Rabbi Chanina. This is what Rabbi Chanina is referring to. Ki ha-mitzvahs v'heyosem harbe. There are many mitzvahs. I-efshar, because there are so many mitzvahs, I-efshar shalo yasa adam b'chayev achas mehem al miskavonasa u'ashlemusa u'vasiyasa oso ha-mitzvah u'mitchia navsho ba'osa maisa. Because there are so many mitzvahs, right? It's impossible that a person in the course of his lifetime should not do at least one of these mitzvahs with a proper kavanah and its perfection in doing that mitzvah. And with that perfection in doing that particular mitzvah, tchiyah nafsho ba'osa maisa. His nefesh, his spirit will live in the next world. Chai olam haba.
One mitzvah, that's it?
One mitzvah. So you see, the Rambam is learning. It's so difficult to do a mitzvah l'shma. Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us so many mitzvahs. That's what it means. Rabbi Chanina Akasha Omer Ratzu Kadosh Baruch Hu Zachis Yisrael. And the Fikach here ben Torah mitzvahs. Why did he give us so many ones? He gave us Zechus T'Kai, so that we should be able to be Zoyket Achai Olam Haba. Why? Because it's so hard to do a mitzvah l'shma the way it's supposed to be done, right? If we didn't have so many mitzvahs, right, it would be Has V'Sholem impossible to have Chai Olam Haba. It's the Rambam.
I still say wow.
And we'll have to stop here. This is when we're in the middle of the Rambam. We got to this. We took a shortcut, but we can go over this Rambam. We'll see it inside tomorrow, and we'll get back to this question of Rishmar.